I'd love to tell you I coordinated my top with these beautiful apple blossoms that are in and hot for this season, but I didn't really plan it. I just wanted to make sure that could show you these gorgeous apple blossoms because I know that I didn't get to show you this display inside of the backyard garden video that I did. So I just got to throw that in there. I want to talk to you about something that's been going on retailers that is a little bit different. I know you hear about new technologies, and if you're like me, you're like, oh, I don't want to have another task. I don't want to have to learn something new. I just don't want to. And that's kind of how I feel about all the AI stuff. Like, it sounds amazing. Like, all the stuff they're doing with that AlphaFold is just incredible for the healthcare industry. I think it's going to save millions of lives. ChatGPT, kind of. It's a large language model. You know, it can write stuff for you. I'm a natural writer. I speak for a living, so it really isn't something that really appealed to me. And then I just thought, you know what? I'm just going to have to put the free app on my phone. So I did. So there it is, ChatGPT. That's what it looks like. It's just an app. It's free. You can pay for it if you want to. You can get the version that does the super cool stuff. But I just do the free stuff. So I go in there and I thought, you know, I just really need to start getting to a point where I can use this, you know, but what can I use it for? I mean, what can I do with it? And is it going to do anything for me? So this is about maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago, and I thought, I've got to figure this out before I even go to market. Like, I've got to learn it. And then I figured out, well, you don't actually learn anything with ChatGPT. That's why it's so amazing. So all you really do is you touch this little microphone right there in the message thing, and you just talk to it. And you talk to it just like you talk to yourself, or I'm talking right now. Whatever your common language is, this becomes your AI. It starts to learn you, and it starts to keep notes. So I have a few notes in here. Look at this one that says, this is what I did 2 days ago. And I did this right before I came to market. It says, gift giving trends up. And you're thinking, well, what's that about? So here's the top of it. And I'm going to show you what I asked it. I'd like to see some statistics on gift giving over the last 5 years. And I'd like to know if wholesale records of retail gifts are up or if they are down. Okay. It waited for a couple of seconds. And then it went and did the research for me. This is not a search engine, this is AI, and there's a big difference. If I put this in a search engine or I ask Siri to go do this for me, it would tell me what the Google paid pages are for information, but I don't want that. I want to know what the actual stats are for gift giving. I want to know what the white pages for the industry have to say, and I don't want to have to pay the white pages fee. So I used AI, and it gave me the full report. It said during 2020, gift sales went up by 63%. Do you see that? And then if I want to see the sources are right there, and I can just click them. So it can open the link to exactly where it got that article and exactly which white pages it came from. I didn't have to do anything. All I had to do was ask the question. That's amazing. So then I thought, well, I'm on fire. You know, now that I know that gift sales are up, I've got the stats to prove it. I can talk to my customers about this when I go in. Then I thought, well, what about all these chores I have to do on my to-do list before I go to market? So I go into Melrose, and I follow the product development team. And when I do, they talk fast and I write fast. And I write ridiculous things down. I mean, it's really just chicken scratch for the most part. And so I took pictures of this stuff. This is just my notes that I had. And then I took these and I dropped them into ChatGPT. And I said, I want you to type this up for me. And so it did. And it did it like snap. The whole thing all typed up. And I thought, well, there's probably a lot of spelling errors and words that it doesn't know, whatever, because I didn't even write correctly. I misspelled things when I wrote my notes and everything. No, it corrected it for me. So then I thought, that did a pretty good job. I wonder what else ChatGPT can do. And so now I'm getting better at my to-do list. I start telling it to do stuff for me like it's an employee or an executive assistant. And I say, okay, take those notes, summarize them for me, and I want you to write social media posts for me. And I want you to write 50 social media posts. Took a few seconds, maybe 3 seconds, maybe 4, and it started filling it in on my text sheet. I'm going to show you what it did, because I know you're like, really? Did it really do that? It really did that. So what it did is it did all the social media posts for me, and then something I didn't ask for, it anticipated my needs. Well, that's kind of cool. I got somebody looking out for me. Then it gave me all the hashtags that were relevant in the summary of all the things that we talked about in the product development meeting. Then I thought, you know, this is great to have all these hashtags, but they're really probably not good for my business, and I want to have them customized to what's hot on Instagram. So I just said, can you take all those hashtags and can you rank them in order of the popularity of the click that's used on Instagram? And of course, you could do the same thing for TikTok. You could do the same thing for LinkedIn or Facebook, whatever one that you happen to be working on. And then it'll give you the hashtags ready to go. You don't even have to think about it. The key to ChatGPT is figuring out what's on your to-do list that you don't want to do that makes you go, ugh, I don't want to have to do that. And then figure out how to ask it. And since it's a large language model, You don't have to learn anything. You just have to tell it what to do. It'll give you the information. Now I'm going to give you one other example of something that I did. I had to take a look at my website for a business that I have, and I needed to fix it. I hadn't updated it in a while, and I thought, oh, I don't want to even go work on that. I have to work on my SEO keywords. I just don't want to do it. It was on my to-do list. So I was sitting in a parking lot waiting for an appointment, and I said, can you go to my website, gave it the website address, and make suggestions on how to improve it. Again, it surprised me. It came back and it gave me a couple paragraphs that needed to be reworked, and their suggestions were good. I have to admit, they had better writing than I had on the website. And the second thing it did is it said, 2 of your photos are ambiguous. And I thought, I have ambiguous photos? That can't be. And it was true. And I looked at the photos that it suggested. It said, you might want to consider replacing these photos in your website. And I looked at it and went, well, they're right. It is a little bit confusing. There's a little too much activity in this photo to be exactly what I wanted it to show. And so I went back and I changed that. Then I said, you know what would be great on this website? And I thought, I don't want to have to do this work. I don't even know how to do this work. I said, I would like to create a custom map that I can put on my website that shows my business in the center of the Google map. And then it shows all the other businesses that I work with on these projects, so it shows their business and links to their website. And then I'd really like to have a link that goes to that, but I'd also like to have a QR code that I could then use as reference and give to people and put different places so they could snap it, know about me and my business, and know about the partner businesses around me to do some business. And of course, for a retailer, you would be for shopping. And so here I'm sitting in a parking lot. I got a little bit of time to kill. I asked it to do that. Guess how long it took to have a custom map with the businesses I verbally listed? And it was about 7 of them. Seconds. It did it in seconds, and it had the clickable link, and then it made a QR code for me. Wow. I mean, I now have an executive assistant that can do things that I need to get done off my to-do list, and I don't even have to pay for it. Now, if you want to pay $20 a month to ChatGPT, you can get the one that interfaces with Excel and interfaces with all of your paperwork. I'm not a very good accountant, so that is something that I'm looking to do. I'm going to go ahead and sign up for that probably before Atlanta, and I'm going to go ahead and try to do some merges. I'll tell you what kind of success I have, but I got to thinking, for you as store owners, wouldn't it be great if you could just take pictures or scans of all the things that you bought or all the things that you see at market, and then you could say, write summaries for me, put these all together in a collage, take all my packing invoices and merge them so I know exactly how many pieces of wall art I have coming from all the different companies. These are the things that ChatGPT can do for you, and you don't have to do them or have an assistant, and it happens very quickly within seconds. So other than showing you the beautiful apple blossoms, again, I'm going to end with the apple blossoms too. The thing I wanted to encourage you to do today, between now from the Dallas market to the Atlanta market, is get the app on your phone if you haven't done that already. Maybe you don't know what to ask ChatGPT, because I didn't know for months either. Just get it out, hit that microphone button, and start asking it questions. Start asking it to do stuff for you, because it could save you a lot of time, and it can help you with some tasks, and it kind of can be your expert in a lot of different fields where you won't have to wear so many hats. We're going to get back together in Atlanta. When I'm there, I'm going to have some other ideas with those Excel spreadsheets for you, and we're all going to save tons of time.